Team, welcome to this session of backbend flexibility. So what we are focusing at the moment is your wheel. So if you haven't seen the previous week, we are doing a full week course of sessions that will make sure we get better at our wheel pose on the floor in a backbend. So a lot of shoulder work, but also backbend work. So make sure that you don't have any injuries in the shoulder and the back when you practice this. Also, this is quite adaptable to all levels. However, I would suggest that if you haven't done the first session, to go back and do the first session as well. The equipment that we're gonna require today is mostly yoga blocks and a yoga strap. Optional, I use a pad as well for my knee here. So when we go into a bit more like low lunge sort of back bends, okay? All right, so let's just warm up a little bit more into the shoulder straight away. We're gonna go and start at the end. Just FYI, I also am using an AI camera, so the camera is gonna follow me around, and when I'll be a bit more static in my placement, I will stop it. So if you see me doing hand gestures, that is why. Let's take a nice deep inhale, reach your arms up. And exhale, we're gonna start moving down and forward. We're gonna do quite a lot on the wrist as well today. Inhale, we move into an upward facing dog, try and open into the back. And exhale, we're gonna come back and walk up. Inhale, reach your arms up. And exhale, we move down and into plank. And inhale, you can rest the thighs here if you really need. And exhale, straight move. In, keep going, and slowly out. Very nice, try and find your rhythm here. So remember last week, if you did last week's session, we did some controlled articulated rotation, some spine segmentation. So we're gonna keep going here. Remember, I need to keep an eye on the time as well. Oh, let's give me a couple more here. Nice deep inhale. Get that breath going. Last one. And here, we're gonna come and stay here. Good. You're gonna drop the thighs down. This time, really tight the elbows. We're gonna go down and push back up. And down. And push back up. Try and squeeze your abs here. Try and not just dump everything into the lower back. We open the collarbones. Open your collarbones here. Don't sink in the shoulders. Hello, baby. Good. From here, push, and then come back. Open the thighs a little bit here, and then we're gonna go again. We're gonna go push out and back. A little ball to play with. Good. Keep going. Keep going. Yeah, so that warms up the wrist at the same time here. One more. Good. All right, so staying here, coming onto the fingertips. Good, so open the thighs and try and drop your chest down. Good, so we're gonna bounce through the shoulders here and the chest, yeah? Good. Then come a little bit more forward into that half puppy and pulse again. Yeah, so we're starting to activate a bit more through the shoulders here. And move side to side from the armpit to activate through your lats. And one more, good, very nice. So we should feel a little bit more warm, at least on the shoulder and the chest. Let me just move my mic a bit more here. Okay. All right, so let me come up a little bit. There we go, I'm gonna stop this here. Very nice. All right, so we're gonna start working with a little bit more shoulders for now. So grab onto your strap, go nice and wide, and start doing some shoulder dislocate here. Good. So we want to try and focus a bit on the external rotation here of your shoulder, because you want to make sure you can take the load onto your shoulders when you go up in the wheel pose. Yeah, so you want to make sure that the shoulders can easily push onto the wrists. So we want good wrist mobility, but also you want the shoulders to not go like this. You want the shoulders to open out. Good. We're gonna start grabbing, if you have the pad like me, you're gonna grab on the pad, you're gonna place it on the right knee, you're gonna place the left knee here. So we're working a bit on opening the hip flexor as well. What I want you to do now is grab into your shoulder width apart and have a little bit of resistance here, okay? So we're gonna do like a forward lunge, try and not dump everything into the lower back. And we're gonna try and just stretch a bit in the shoulders here and back. Keep that tension, yeah, so it's not loose. It's quite tight here. And back. Make sure you breathe as well, yeah? Deep inhale. And exhale. Round here slightly as well, you come back up. Yes, you can also open a bit the back, but remember with that we're trying to work on the shoulders as well, yeah? Squeeze the back glute as well to make sure that you, again, engage into the pelvic floor. Yeah, last one. Nice. And we're going to change side. So just making sure we open it a bit more into that hip flexor and engage the glute for our bridge when we kick up, yeah? So engage that tension here. Take your time, don't rush it, yeah? And we don't dump on the back, we try and activate every bit of the muscles to support that movement. Yes, nice and slow. Yeah, the shoulders must feel a little bit tired now, yeah, because we keep trying to bring behind the ears. And try to open the front of the hip as well, yeah? So if you've done as well the other sequence that we do at the moment, the other session, the splits, we're doing the scissor splits at the moment, which means you might also get better opening in that hip here, yes? Nice and easy, good. Wonderful. Whew. All right, bit of activation. So now we're warmed up, yeah? So that's your first section. If you not watched the first week, remember that we do this kind of stretching flexibility sequence. I don't know, this week I can't talk very well. In 4 steps, we do the warm-up / a bit of mobilization. What is wrong with me? And then we do the basic conditioning and then the end range conditioning and the static stretching. So here we've done the warm-up and mobilization. We'll mobilize the spine, we'll mobilize the shoulders, we'll mobilize a little bit the wrist, yeah? Now we're gonna start entering a bit more into conditioning. So, if you have a yoga strap, we wanna try and have a double loop where the loop doesn't come out. So let me just explain how I set mine if you've never done this before. And then if you have an elastic, if you have loop bands, use loop bands. So this part of the exercise, quite hard, quite heavy. If you have only an elastic band, we also have options, so don't worry too much, but it might be slightly different. So I'm gonna explain everything. If you just have elastic bands, that is not the end of the world. Let me just explain to you how we're gonna do that loop for most people. So hopefully your yoga strap will have 2 buckles because it's quite necessary for this one. You're gonna slowly slide so it's not tight or tangled. We're gonna hold the tail. The tail is gonna come under both buckles. Even me, I'm like confused a little bit. Good, so under both buckles, we're gonna take that tail. And then from here, you're gonna bring it back through the middle and underneath the first. Yeah, so middle and underneath the first buckle. So this way, what it does, it creates a system where the strap is not gonna slide out. Okay, cool. All right, so we're gonna tighten it into armpit width, let's say. So you want to feel a bit like this, yeah? Maybe a little bit tighter for me. All right. Okay, cool. So once you have this, we're gonna hold it into about the forearms. Again, if you have the loop band and the elastic band, you're gonna hold the loop band and elastic band here, and you're gonna pull it apart with a bit of tension, but you're gonna try and keep this parallel. Yeah, the aim here is to not let go of the arm, because again, when we do the wheel back bend, very often we land a bit like this. I know I have this problem on my left side, so we want to strengthen a little bit the external rotation. So this is what we're going to do now. We're going to work a bit on that. So if you have the strap, palms up, squeeze a little bit, palms up, and again do your hitchhike out. We've done a bit of hitchhiking already in the first session. All right, so easy peasy. Take yourself back here, shoulders are down, armpits are squeezed, and we're gonna push the arms forward. We're gonna put tension here on the strap and back, and squeeze a little bit here. Squeeze your armpits down. We push forward and back. We're gonna get a little bit of burn here, yeah? Nice and easy. But keep that tension. It's all about tensing up here, yeah? Time and then tension here. And keeping the elbows parallel and keeping the shoulder blades nice and open and the collarbone nice and open. And also become aware when you're trying to arch the back here. Yeah, we just pull and squeeze into external rotation. 2 more. Oh. Last one. Take a moment to rest here. Oh, yes, it's a small movement, but it gets very quickly burny. Yeah, it burns. Good. So from here, let's try now. We've got the palms facing each other, but we still want to try and keep the biceps. So you're going to keep that tension here. You're going to try and lift your arms, lift your arms, lift your arms. What we want to do is not lose the compensation. We don't want to start compensating, so we don't want to compensate too much like this, and we don't want to compensate through arching the back. Yes, we don't want to compensate here. We want to try and like keep that strength going into the back. So round the back a little bit here, and we're gonna squeeze the strap away from us. Whew, and we're gonna try and bring, you can look down a little bit or facing forward, but try and imagine you want to bring your arms behind your ears. Again, try and drop the shoulder blades slightly down and away from them as well. Keep that neck nice and long. Pull the strap, and then we're gonna pulse 10. Nice, so you can see, try and not do this. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 2, and 1. Good, release. Yeah, so what we try and avoid is, again, finding this external rotation. So we want to, this internal rotation. We want to make sure we keep that external rotation going. Very nice. So if you're like me and can feel a bit of tension on the ankles after a while from staying, you can obviously sit on your blocks. You can come into cross-legged, yeah? That's also an option. All right, round 2. We do 3 rounds of this. Yeah, so here what counts is you bringing awareness to your alignment and your positioning here. So we're gonna start lifting nice and easy. Brace that rib cage down, don't arch the back. Lift it up, lift it up, lift it up. Try and bring it as far back as you can into that shoulder flexion. Yeah, so let's go, and then we're gonna pause. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold at the max and take it back. Wow. Yeah, always breathe. We're gonna do one more round. Good. Yeah, so gentle conditioning here, making sure that the joints are fully primed to start going a little bit deeper. Good. And again. Bring it back, bring it back, bring it back, bring it back. You can see my chest want to try and start doing that, so I have to focus on like, not, and pull the band apart. Yeah, really pull the band apart, and let's go. 10, 9, 8, 7. I really have to focus for my spine to not arch. 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Oh. Good. All right, so we've done the shoulders here. Now we're gonna do a little bit onto the glutes, yeah? We do have to do the glutes. So for this time, we're gonna go a bit looser, a bit wider on that loop. Again, if you have a loop band, then use your loop band, the booty bands as people call them. Unfortunately, if you do not have a booty band, an elastic band might be a bit difficult because we do need to wrap it around our thighs. So you want it to be slightly wider than your hips. Yeah. So they're gonna work a little bit more into those glute bridges just for a moment. Placing it here. Good. And we're gonna lie down. Okay, so from here, try and start your abduction. So keep the feet hip width apart and start pushing your thighs out. And you're gonna pull tension onto the strap, and you're gonna start lifting, 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 lifting. This is to work a bit on the pelvic stabilization here. And squeeze out, squeeze out, squeeze out, squeeze out. Try not arch the back here again. Tuck, 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 tuck. Slowly we're gonna roll back down. Keep that tension on the strap. And again, oh, and push, lift up. Yeah, we need that opening for the glute bridge. Try and go as high as you can without arching the back. Keep that rib cage and that pelvis, that pelvic bone towards each other. And control here, articulate, yeah? Spine articulation here. Segment, mid back, lower back. And you can see here, I'm squeezing my glutes all the way down until my sacrum touches. I am squeezing my glutes. So keep that tension here throughout. Don't do this, so try to avoid doing that. Yeah, that's not what we're doing. That's not what we're doing. We're trying to really focus on that opening here and that squeeze. Let's go again, let's come up. Squeeze into the glutes, push onto the strap, and pull. Let's go, let's go. And slowly roll down, yeah, from the rib cage. Keep this tight here. Ah, good. Now we're gonna do a couple more. I need to really get this activated. Let's push. Push the strap before you lift up. Relax the shoulders as well. Try to keep going as high as you can. Take your time, yeah? Yeah, we're not in a rush here. We want to make sure we switch on everything. So this is quite good for those who have tight hip flexors because it works the other parts of the hips to make sure that we can open a little bit more and stabilize into the pelvis. We're almost there. One more round. Yeah, I need for that last one, I need a bit of a break. Let's push out. Squeeze your inner thighs as well, to like open the thighs out, squeeze the inner thighs, push the pubic bone up. And you see I'm arriving here, but with a bit more. I push through my feet, I push through my glute, I try to find my max, I push through the strap. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, to the backs, to the backs, to the backs, to the backs, to the backs. And then slowly, once you got your max squeeze, you come down, but without releasing the glutes. Don't release, don't release, don't release, don't release, don't release, don't release. Articulate. And very nice, good. All right, so now that's activated. Woo! Yeah, you should feel your hamstring. Oh, we're gonna work a little bit on the hamstring as well, just for that. Up. Oh. It's quite intense. Yeah. All right, so now let's start moving a little bit more into the end range area. So we've conditioned now. We might condition a bit, let's condition a bit more the spine. We are going to grab onto, let's grab onto the blocks. Let's leave this down for a moment. Let's grab onto the blocks. And let's come on the front of the body here. Ooh. Okay, so grab on the blocks and have like a sort of cactus shape. Working on that external rotation. You're gonna work on the external rotation here. So I'm grabbing the blocks in front, you see, and my elbows are like pushing down towards the ground. So if you got quite long arms, yeah, if you're almost reaching into the ground, try and stay active without necessarily touching, yeah? So try and like think about turning that shoulder blade to scoop underneath, yeah, rather than just pushing the elbow. Turn that shoulder. You see like my shoulder, what it's doing here? If only pressing the elbow does that, but I turn my shoulder. Yeah, so really try and turn that shoulder. Feel your lats working here. Let's work on the slats. Okay, so we're gonna push here, and then we're gonna start lifting the upper back. Good. From here, we're gonna lift the front of the blocks. Good, so get into your lats here. Remember what I said, turning that shoulder external, and then slowly come back down. Yeah, squeeze a little bit the glutes and the belly button to the spine. Press on the blocks. Let's lift. And let's open external rotation. So really push, dig that corner into the floor. Dig it, dig it, dig it into the floor. So you feel that activation and then slowly back down. So it's still the shoulder. We still work a little bit on the shoulder here, yeah? And then slowly again, press, push, 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 push. Engage your upper back first. And let's lift. Let's push down. 4, 3. Yeah, you see I'm shaking, and slowly down. Oof. Couple more. Push your pubic bone into the mat. Let's go. Push up. Engage your back. Pull. Pull on the blocks. Push that out, that edge onto the floor. Squeeze your armpits, and nice. Now we're gonna start spicing it up a little bit. Woo! Lift up again. Good. Lift the blocks. This time I'm gonna lift the blocks all the way, but you see how I'm keeping my elbows turned? And then we're gonna squeeze the elbows and back. And let's go. Squeeze, elbows into body. So not like this, yeah? Remember, it's tucked under. Push, pull. Get those slats, push. One more, push, pull. Really squeeze the blocks. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. See if you can come a little bit higher. And release. And again. Yeah, so remember you want to keep that external rotation and push from that external rotation. Don't let go of those elbows. I need to take a moment here. It's very intense for the shoulder movement, but it can feel a little bit confusing. You might be like struggling about what you meant to be feeling. So you're really meant to be feeling your armpits kind of hollowing to the front and your lats pulling down that shoulder blade underneath, yeah? Open your core button. Let's go. Let's do one more round of this one because this is really hard. Good. Squeeze the blocks. Push into the elbows and lift into your upper back. Engage your core, push that pubic bone down. Lift the blocks and lift them completely. And let's go. Squeeze elbows in and out. Don't relax here, still engage, yeah? You can see my left is struggling a lot more to hold onto those blocks. One more. Oh my God. Drop them down. Lift, push the elbows down, push the elbows down, push the elbows down, and slowly come back. Good. Take a little break. Into, open the thighs so you can stay into spine extension here and relax. Relax the spine. Good. Slowly come back. Right. Let's start doing a bit more end range onto our puppy. Important again for our back bends. Okay. Righty. So, if you were last week, we did the back bends, we did the puppy, yeah? So we held that puppy pose. So we're gonna do the same, we're gonna keep going with the arms forward into using the blocks. So obviously if you go quite flexible shoulders, don't just sink into it, but try and like work that shoulder movement, yeah? So remember we worked on external rotation today. I knew it would move. So we worked on the shoulder rotation, we worked on this external rotation, and we worked on this lovely lat activation here. So we want to try and stay active here. So you want to keep this on going without necessarily letting go and sink into that, or to prevent the opening that we're trying to get through the shoulders, yeah? All right, so slowly we're gonna get ourselves. So we use the blocks. Remember, if you struggle, the option is there to modify and sit back a little bit more, so this is a bit easier than here, than having the bum just above the knees, okay? The next bit as well is not sinking, like have the neck strapped, you need to keep your neck long. So obviously we want to maybe try and have the forehead down, we push the blocks, and maybe the chin down, we push the blocks, and maybe the chest down. So we're gonna hold this for about a minute, and then we're gonna do some exercises where I'm gonna make you push again into the fingertips while we're on the block, so that's gonna increase the stretch in the shoulders. All right, so let's try and find our comfortable stretching situation here. We're gonna hold for about 45 seconds to a minute. I do not have a timer, so I'm just gonna count about 5 deep breaths, yeah? So keep activating through the armpits. And keep turning the biceps up and keep thinking about those elbows, that whole external rotation, yeah, situation here. Good, so now let's start coming on my fingertips on the blocks. Push for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and rest. Oh, I don't know if you can hear me with the mic. Let me change it. Stay in position. Stay in your puppy, please. Just change that. All right, so we're gonna do that again. Press, fingertip, lift. 8, 3, 2, 1, release. Whew. I've got another one. Breathe, one more breath here. Let's go and push. Breathe, 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 breathe. 4, 3, 2, and release. 1. Oh, take that stretch again, one more time. Come off and take a little child pose here again. Yeah, so that's kind of, we're getting into the end range for the shoulders here a little bit more. Oh wow. Good, so this can be quite taxing for your nervous system, so just don't forget to take the appropriate break as well here. All right, good. Okay, so now we're gonna keep going. We started doing a bit more end range conditioning. We're gonna start opening a bit more into the chest now. So we're gonna do the easy scorpion stretch, and then next week we'll start growing into the more intense scorpion stretch. Okay. So again, I'm gonna be on my belly, so I don't know, I might have to like move a lot. So we're gonna start with a little bit of controlled articulated rotation. So let me explain. We're gonna try and do, if you haven't done week 1, please do week 1, because the controlled articulated rotation is not a shoulder roll, but it is like really trying to activate quite deeply through the shoulder as we try and rotate without finding compensation, so like leaning to the side. So we're gonna do this into a bit of a scorpion stretch. So let me just illustrate this. So if you know what a scorpion stretch is when we turn and stretch the chest, right? So first things first, a lot of us will do the scorpion stretch with the shoulders turned in. We have to first function in that external rotation. Yeah, there's a purpose for everything, but today we are going to do external rotation. So the first bit that we're going to try and do is not so deep of a stretch, because we want to try and lift the arm and move it up and move it down. Oh, so that already is going to feel quite intense, let me tell you that. Okay, so let me put my mic into a safe space. Okay, so we're going to start. Let's start with the left hand, just because I've got my left side here. So gently, first let's take a scorpion stretch. Yeah, so we're just going to hold this scorpion stretch into external rotation. So you see my bicep, I try and turn it a little bit more up towards the ceiling. And I try and see, you see, turning my palm a little bit more towards the wall. That's in front of me. Up. So take that stretch here, feel that stretch to prepare a little bit more. Good. All right, so let's come back on our front. We're gonna start just on the front first. Make a fist and again hitchhiking, thumbs up towards the ceiling. Free your neck a little bit, free your neck, shoulder down. Let's start lifting it off the floor and bring it up and bring it down. So when you hear halfway, good. Here, turn the thumbs to the other side. Good. Lovely. Lift the thumb up towards the ceiling. That's your extension, shoulder extension. And take it back, down. Keep pulling your shoulder blade down and away from the ear here. Engage into your lats. And then turn that thumb again to the other direction. Take it back up into alignment with your shoulder and release. Okay, so we've done it like, that's one round. So you see that was, because we're lying down, it's not too hard, but now we're gonna start stretching a little bit more into that chest. So again, we start lifting a little bit more here into the chest stretch, and let's try lifting again. Bring that shoulder up. Now this is gonna be instantly harder. And there. Oh my God. Let's rotate that shoulder forward. And push it away. Push it down, lift it up to the ceiling. Then down. Rotate back. Keep that shoulder down. Fill the lats, fill your armpit, squeezing here before you bring it back. Good. And deepen the stretch here. Take a deeper stretch. Good. It's a bit more challenging here to give compensation. Good, nice. All right, let's come back here. Ooh. Yeah, if you want to do a third round, obviously, by all means, you can do it. But I just want to make sure we have enough time to do everything, yeah? We've got 10 minutes left, so we're gonna do the other side. Let me change this now. So let's go take the right arm out. Palm facing up. And take that gentle stretch here. Yeah. Make sure you're in external rotations. Turn that bicep. So just gentle prep here. Slow breath. Good. Start coming back again. So you can see, well, obviously I'm here because of my mic. Yeah, I can't be like fully, but you can come fully with the chest. I'm just gonna stay kind of here. All right, make a fist, thumbs up, hitchhiking up. Let's leave the hand off. Remember to keep the cheek on the floor here. Oh, I've got the armchair. Bring it up. Bring it back round. Push it back. Turn the thumb and the shoulder around. Internal rotation. Lift it up into that extension for a moment. Bring it back down. Rotate. Engage the lats. Engage the lats. Rotate it back out. Oh, and bring it back to start. I think I went a bit too quickly here. Good. Start taking that stretch a little bit more. Always take a little stretch in between, yeah? Next week we're gonna do some progressive and regressive and angular loading. Okay, so let's go. Round 2. Let's lift. Oh my God. Bring it up. Bring it up. Oh my God. Why is it harder on this side? I thought my left shoulder was bad. Oh my God. Oh, that's horrible. Let's bring it back. Wow, I'm really struggling. Rotate that shoulder in, thumbs, rotate down and up. Lift it up, squeeze the armpit. Yeah, I truly thought that my left side was bad. And rotate back. Oof. Thumb up. Oh my God. And bring it back in alignment with your shoulders. Wow, that was not very good. Take a deeper stretch here, yeah? So always stretch. So remember, we do palm
not palm down, we do palm forward, yeah? Towards our face. And release. Oh,
well, that was surprising. I really thought my right shoulder could handle better in this movement. All right, so the cars kind of help here. We did the cars in like our end range, yeah, where it feels really hard to like lift and hold without the compensation of arching the back and so on. All right, so we're gonna start entering into our deeper stretches now. So last week I said I was gonna teach you how to use the blocks to go into a wheel, and I will also, for those who are a bit more advanced, how to use the block to work a bit more on the chest and your shoulder. So like I said, there's always the option to just, if you're not feeling the wheel today, you go in your puppy like we did previously, yeah, to go into your crab reach, which is from a seated pose to simply reach up into a nice sort of opening here, or the wide thing that you do in yoga, which also is very, very similar to the crab reach, lifting that leg. Try and make sure you keep this leg straight as you prop, you work the glutes here, and again you try and focus on opening and reversing. Right, okay, so we also approach the wall ones. Next week we are going to do a deeper on the wall as well, so stay tuned for the next class. But today we're going to use the blocks as a prop for our back bend. So I'm going to actually use this as my wall, and I'm going to prop my blocks this way. Okay, so this is quite nice if you don't have really good wrist, because you want to push. You also can use another person. It's quite nice also to use someone else. It makes it easier, and push through the ankles. So what we want to do when you push though, when we push off, we want to try and avoid pushing like this. No, so you want to try and push. Remember the external rotation that we worked today? Yes, we worked this, right? We worked this external rotation. Yeah, we did this forward. You want to push this way as much as possible. Obviously, even me, I still have issues where my left arm sometimes goes a little bit all right. But with the blocks, you are going to push the block like this, yeah? So it's gonna help you alleviate your wrist, but you still need to push off, yeah? So let me show you. You're not gonna see very much here because you're just gonna see my crotch mostly. But just to give you an idea, yeah? So I'm gonna come and I'm just gonna push. I'm just gonna place my hands, my wrists on the blocks. Yeah, so my fingers are kind of grabbing onto the bottom part. Yeah, if you can see here on the bottom part, and I really make sure I keep my blocks quite, my elbows parallel. Now you're gonna bring your heels. We're gonna work onto the strong glute bridge first before we start pushing off. So quite nice because you're pushing against something. For those who are lacking a little bit on the shoulders. Now, for those who want to do regular bridge, you can do regular bridge. Yes, that works as well. And what I like personally, but you need a strong push, is to actually place my blocks underneath my feet, because it gives me more space for my hips to lift up and shift my weight over my wrist and my shoulders, because I've got a bit of tight shoulders. Actually, let me shift. I'm gonna shift because I've got a better shoulder angle on my right side. My left side is a little bit more embarrassing. I know. No, but just so you can see, like, it looks better when I do it on that side. So here I'm gonna place my feet. Remember, this is more for someone who is a bit more versed into the glute bridge. So I'm gonna show you the difference first. I'm gonna do a regular bridge, and then we're gonna do with the blocks. Okay, so regular bridge again, try and keep yourself in line.
take your time and start. You can push through the top of the head first, yeah? The aim is was to be resilient and try and hold. So again, elbows, try and keep them tight. Shoulders and hands are aligned. Okay, so this was without the blocks. Now I want you to really pay attention to my chest and my shoulders when I go on the blocks. So more difficult grip and bigger push here, because you wouldn't believe, but even just a little bit of a block elevation can really make it much harder. I really like doing it on like benches, steppers at the gym for that reason, but you do need to have a much stronger push here. So again, observe. Yeah, so I think you've seen how it's much easier for me to push through my legs and then shift a bit more of that weight over the shoulders. So now it's up to you to find that hold. And we're gonna finish there. Yeah, so choose whichever one you want today. Again, remember, there are plenty of options for every level. Also, when you breathe in a wheel, try and breathe shallow, soft, slow. Try and not pull an intercostal, yeah? It can be a little bit much for your intercostal muscles. Okay, so let yourself do your stretch here. But I am gonna end, and this will be up to you to finish again, yeah? So if you wanna try your wheel again, it's up to you. But we are going to end the class here. And once again, I wanna say thank you. And remember what I said about how to practice. You don't have to practice the whole class again. The aim is for you to pick up some sequences from each section and either practice them before your workout. So, you know, the mobilization, the warm-up, the conditioning can do before, and after a workout, you can do your end range conditioning, the other part of the conditioning, and your static stretching, but make sure you do this after strength training, because it's important that you're warmed and mentally primed, your nervous system is mentally primed to engage in the deeper stretches. But this is why I've separated in 4 sections, so you're able to analyze, and the best way is to make sure you pick some elements and you practice them often until the next week. Yeah, so try and not move on to the next video, but rather practice what you've seen in this session today, and practice, I've got gnats around me, and practice in your regular training, in your routine until next week. Thank you very much for coming to this class, and I will see you in the next one.